Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive.
Hey there.
Today, we're digging into something really exciting, I think. Building a t-shirt business, but using AI and this model called print on demand.
Yeah.
The idea is you can make real money, potentially, using tools like Midjourney for designs, Printify for the products, and selling on Etsy or Shopify. And the kicker, no inventory. Like, none.
That really is the core appeal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Launching your own online clothing brand, but with zero upfront stock.
Yeah.
No warehouse space needed, none of those usual retail headaches.
Right.
It's really about mixing creativity with AI tools and, well, a smart strategy.
Yeah.
And it's not just theory. You know, we've seen this work for loads of solopreneurs. It appeals to so many different people. It's students wanting extra cash, folks looking for maybe an alternative to the 9-to-5. It's got broad appeal.
So how does this actually work, this print-on-demand thing, POD? Let's break that down first. Why is now such a good time to get into this?
Okay, yeah. So print on demand basically is a model where products could be t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, whatever. They only get printed after someone buys them.
Ah, okay. Only after the sale.
Exactly. No buying boxes of shirts hoping they sell. You just upload your design to a platform. Printify is a popular one, or Printful. Then you connect that to your online shop, say Etsy or Shopify.
And they handle the rest.
Pretty much. Printing, packing, shipping it straight to the customer. You don't touch the product.
Wow. Okay. And why now? You mentioned it's a good time. I've seen some big numbers thrown around for this market.
Oh yeah. The US POD market, they're projecting it'll hit like $10 billion by 2027. It's booming.
10 billion.
Yep. And the key thing for us here, Statista data shows t-shirts and apparel. That's over 60% of POD sales. Huge chunk.
Right.
But it's not just the market size. It's how people are shopping. They're actively looking for unique stuff. Personalized designs, niche jokes, meme shirts.
So not just generic cool tees.
No, definitely not. It's all about tapping into these micro niches, like really specific things. Gym humor, certain gamer communities, those Gen Z quotes you see everywhere, specific dog breeds, that kind of
Dog
thing.
parent tees. Yeah, I see those.
Exactly. It's a big shift away from just mass appeal stuff.
Okay, so if we're aiming for these super specific niches, how do we get the designs? Especially if you're like not a graphic designer. This is where the AI comes in, right?
Precisely. This is the kind of futuristic twist. You don't need to hire a designer. You don't need to learn Photoshop or Illustrator, which takes ages.
Yeah.
You use AI. Midjourney is a fantastic tool for this. It generates really unique, high-quality graphics, often almost instantly.
Okay, give me an example. Let's say my niche is, I don't know, fantasy cat warriors. Weird, but okay. How would Midjourney help?
Right. So you'd go into Midjourney and type a prompt, something like a warrior cat wearing armor, glowing eyes, maybe a medieval battlefield background, vector art style t-shirt printable, and 30 seconds later, boom, you get 4 different visual options based on that prompt.
4 options in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's incredibly fast for brainstorming and getting ideas out. And you have control. You can tweak the prompt, remix versions, upscale the ones you like to make them print ready. Then you can pop that image into something easy like Canva. Make mock-ups showing the design on a t-shirt model, create your product images for Etsy, maybe make a thumbnail that pops. Canva's great for that finishing touch.
Okay, AI handles the design heavy lifting. But you mentioned earlier, before even prompting Midjourney, finding the right niche is crucial. You said don't go broad.
Absolutely critical. That's probably the most important first step. Forget cool t-shirts. You need to get specific, really specific.
Like what?
Like maybe anime-inspired gym wear, or funny dad jokes for new fathers, or even say AI-themed humor for tech geeks, you see? Very targeted.
Got it.
Yeah.
So how do we find these potentially hot niches? Are there specific methods, tools?
Yeah, several good ways. One simple trick is using Etsy search. Just start typing t-shirt for, or funny topic shirt, and see what autocomplete suggests. Those are real searches people are making.
Ah, clever, using their own data.
Exactly. You can also browse the Etsy bestsellers list. Look for shirts specifically that have hundreds, even thousands of reviews. That shows consistent demand, not just a flash in the pan.
Makes sense. What about tools? You mentioned tools.
Right. For more data, tools like EverBee or eRank are really useful. They let you analyze top sellers based on keywords, see their sales estimates, what tags they're using. Gives you a competitive edge.
Okay.
And don't sleep on social media. Seriously. Scan TikTok, scan Reddit forums and potential niches, look for viral phrases, memes, inside jokes, cultural trends. That's often where these niche ideas surface first.
That social listening aspect is key then. And it really backs up that point about niche designs. I saw an eMarketer report, I think from this year, 2024.
Oh yeah, what'd it say?
It said something like 61% of Gen Z shoppers in the US prefer clothing that reflects memes, internet culture, or these niche communities.
Wow, 61%. That's huge.
Right. So that funny AI meme shirt idea, it could actually connect with a massive engaged audience. It's not just a shirt, it's like belonging, identity.
Absolutely. You nailed it. Understanding those subcultures is almost as important as the design itself now. Okay, so we've found a niche. We know how to generate designs.
Yeah.
Let's talk practical setup.
Yeah.
How do you actually build this thing?
All right, step by step. 1, pick your niche. We've hammered this home, but be specific.
Yeah.
Teachers who love astrology, tech bros who also love cats, whatever it is.
Yeah.
2, use Midjourney. Generate that art. Focus on good prompts. Get those high-res files ready for printing.
Yep.
3, open a Printify account. It's free to start. Pick your products, maybe stick with popular teas like Bella plus Canvas 3001 or Gildan 5000 to begin with. Then upload your design onto that product in Printify.
Okay, good start. What's next?
What's step 4?
Right. Step 4 is connecting Printify to your chosen storefront. So either Etsy or Shopify. You link them up.
Okay, Etsy or Shopify. We should probably talk more about the differences there later.
We definitely should. Each has its pros and cons. For now, just know you connect one. Step 5. Use Canva, like we mentioned, to create really nice product mock-ups. Show people what the shirt looks like on a person. Create nice banners for your shop. Visuals are key.
Makes sense. People buy with their eyes.
Totally. And finally, step 6. Price it smartly. So think about your costs. The blank shirt plus Printify's printing service, that's maybe, what, $10 to $13 typically?
Around there, yeah.
So you'd want to sell it for maybe $24.99, $27.99, maybe even $29.99, depending on the niche and design quality. That leaves you with a really healthy profit margin, often 40–50%.
Okay, a 40–50% margin sounds pretty good, especially with no inventory risk.
It's very attractive.
Now, this all sounds great in theory, but let's make it real. Can you share some actual success stories, people who've done this?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Jacob. He's a 26-year-old graphic designer based in NYC. He decided to use Midjourney to create designs for, like, retro comic book style tees.
Okay, cool, niche.
Yeah, he launched an Etsy store called Glitch Pop Apparel. And within just 4 months, get this, over 2,000 sales.
4 months, wow.
Yeah, his average order was about $28. That worked out to around $12,000 in monthly revenue.
12 grand a month from t-shirts he designed with AI.
Pretty much. His stack was simple: Midjourney for the art, Printify handled the production and shipping, and he focused hard on Etsy SEO to get found.
That's incredible. What's the takeaway there? What did Jacob tap into?
I think Jacob's story really shows how powerful it is when you combine like cutting-edge tech, the AI, with something timeless like nostalgia or a cool aesthetic people connect with. He used new tools to deliver something familiar but fresh.
New tools for timeless desires. I like that. Okay, give us another one.
Okay, let's look at Rachel from Chicago. She's a stay-at-home mom. Her niche, funny yoga mom tees.
Okay, I can picture that.
Right. She used Canva, probably for text-based designs or simple graphics, maybe some Midjourney too. Here's the kicker. She spent $0 on advertising.
0 on ads. How'd she get sales?
Purely organic traffic, good Etsy search optimization, plus she was active on Pinterest, pinning her designs. Pinterest is huge for visual niches like apparel.
Interesting. And what were her results?
She's now making around $3,000 a month, passively.
Passively, that's the dream for many people.
It really is. And Rachel's story shows, organic marketing isn't dead, especially if you find a visual, passion-driven niche and leverage platforms like Pinterest effectively. These examples, they just prove you don't need to be some tech guru or marketing genius. It's about execution and finding that focused niche.
That's really inspiring. Okay, so earlier you mentioned the choice between Etsy and Shopify. This seems like a big decision point. Can you break down the pros and cons, maybe starting with Etsy?
Yeah, it's a common question. So Etsy, the big pro is the built-in audience. Millions of people are already shopping on Etsy searching for unique goods, so it's often faster to get your first sales there.
Faster start, built-in traffic. Sounds good. Downsides?
Well, the flip side of that traffic is competition's crowded. You also have less control over your branding. Your shop looks like an Etsy shop. And then there are the fees. Etsy takes a 6.5% transaction fee plus lifting fees, payment processing fees. It adds up.
Okay, 6.5% plus other bits. Got it. Now, what about Shopify?
Shopify is kind of the opposite in some ways. The big pro, full control. It's your website, your brand, your domain. You can customize everything, build email lists, have more advanced features like upselling flows.
Total control. Sounds powerful. What's the catch?
The catch is you start with zero traffic. Unlike Etsy, nobody knows your Shopify store exists unless you bring them there. So you're responsible for all marketing, running ads, doing SEO, social media, maybe influencer outreach.
Ah, so you have to build the audience yourself.
Exactly. And there's a monthly fee, usually starts around $39 a month for the basic plan. So higher potential control and branding, but requires more effort and potentially budget for marketing.
So what's the advice then? Which one to choose?
A really common and often smart strategy is to start on Etsy. Use it to test your niche, validate your designs, get some initial sales and feedback with that built-in traffic.
Okay, test the waters on Etsy first.
Right. Once you've proven your concept, maybe you have a few winning designs, then you can consider launching your own Shopify store to build a more long-term brand and capture more margin. You can even run both simultaneously.
Start on Etsy, scale to Shopify. Makes sense. Now, whether you're on Etsy or Shopify, in this growing market, you need to stand out. What are some tips for that?
Good question. First, focus on emotion in your designs. Humor works, nostalgia works, identity works. Think about shirts that make people feel seen, like introverted but willing to talk about dogs. It creates an instant connection.
Yeah, that specific identity thing again.
Exactly. Second, think about visuals, especially thumbnails on Etsy. Use color theory. Bright colors, high contrast designs that pop even when they're tiny are more likely to get clicked.
Good point about the thumbnails. Easy to overlook.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Third, Etsy SEO is crucial if you're starting there. Really research your keywords. Use them in your titles, your tags, your description. Look at what top competitors are doing. Again, tools like EverBee can help spy on their keywords.
Okay, emotion, colors, SEO, anything else? Any other strategies?
Yeah, think about offers. Bundles can work well. Buy two, get one free, something like that.
Yes.
Or themed bundles like matching dad and kids tees. If that fits your niche, it increases the average order value.
Smart. Get more from each customer.
Right. And promote, especially visually. We mentioned Pinterest, huge for t-shirts, TikTok too. Making short videos showcasing your designs, maybe jumping on trends relevant to your niche that can drive serious traffic, often for free or low cost.
Pinterest and TikTok. Key channels for visual products.
Got it. Okay, let's crunch some numbers. People want to know about the money, right? What are the typical costs involved?
Right, let's break it down simply. Your main cost per item is the base cost from Printify. That includes the blank t-shirt itself and their printing service. Usually that's around, say, $11.50.
$11.50 for the shirt and print.
Okay. Then, if you're on Etsy, you need to factor in their fees. Let's estimate roughly 10% of your selling price to cover transaction fees, listing fees, payment processing, maybe a little for potential offsite ads. So your total cost per shirt lands somewhere around $13, give or take.
Okay, about $13 all in per shirt on Etsy. So if we're selling them for that $25 to $29 range you mentioned,
Yeah.
what's the profit look like?
Well, if your cost is $13 and you sell for $25, that's $12 profit per shirt. If you sell for $29, that's $16 profit per shirt.
$12 to $16 profit per shirt.
Exactly. And think about what that means. If you manage to sell just 10 shirts a day, which is achievable in a good niche once you get going.
10 a day. That's $120 to $160 in profit per day.
Wow. Daily.
Yeah. Multiply that out, and you're looking at somewhere between like $3,500 and maybe close to $5,000 per month in profit.
From selling 10 t-shirts a day.
That's the potential scale. Once your designs are up and the store is running, each sale is mostly profit because Printify handles the fulfillment. It's quite scalable.
That really puts it into perspective. Okay, so for everyone listening who's thinking, all right, I'm intrigued, maybe I should try this. What are the immediate, concrete first steps they should take, like right now?
Okay, let's make it super actionable. 1, pick your niche, spend some time on this, get specific. 2, sign up for Midjourney. They usually have a free trial or a low-cost plan to start. And sign up for Printify again, free to set up.
Niche, Midjourney, Printify, got it.
3, make your first few designs. Aim for maybe 5 initial designs for your chosen niche. Don't overthink it, just get started. 4, set up your Etsy store. It's pretty straightforward. And use Canva to create those mock-ups for your 5 designs.
5 designs, Etsy store, mock-ups.
And finally, step 5, launch. List those first 5 products on Etsy. Get them live.
Just get started. It sounds like the barrier to entry is relatively low, especially compared to traditional businesses.
It really is. And I think it's important to frame this not just as, a side hustle. It's about building digital ownership.
Digital ownership. Tell me more about that.
Well, you're creating assets. Your designs, your brand, your store. You have control over your income potential, your creative output, the direction you want to take it. It's empowering.
That's a great way to think about it. Control over your ideas and income.
Exactly. The tools are here, they're accessible. The blueprint we've discussed, it's proven, we've seen the case studies. Really, the only thing missing
Is taking that first step.
is for you, the listener, to actually start, to begin.
That really brings it all together. Well, that's our deep dive for today. We really hope this gave you a clear picture, maybe some inspiration, to check out this whole AI-powered print-on-demand world.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, you really do have the ability now to turn your unique ideas and creativity into actual currency. It's a pretty amazing time for that, and the potential is right there for the taking. Just got to start.